I'm Mrs. Sim Gamer,
And I'm Farmer Sim.
and welcome to Court Farms Co-op Multiplayer Series. We haven't
For the
been here in
first time in
ages.
forever, episode 16. I've had to jot it down here because I couldn't remember. It was like, goodness me, what episode are we doing? And we're actually recording one, mate.
We are
Hello.
recording.
This is weird, isn't it? It's like normally for weeks we've just done live streams.
Yeah, we've had
Um,
we've had other people to talk to. Now we've got to entertain ourselves.
oh, well, I'm going home now then. Bye. No.
Don't worry.
It's good to be back doing this, isn't it? It's a weird one, but here we are.
Yeah, we've just spent the last hour talking about
Yeah.
everything. We're like, oh gosh, look at the time. We actually need to do some recording. We need to do some farming. We've just been
I
standing here
know.
watching the sunset.
I know, and before you know it, it's like, goodness me, it's at 8:20, and it's, yeah, anyway. Hello,
Anyway,
everyone. Hope you're well.
hope you're
Yeah,
very well, everybody. We're back on
absolutely.
Court Farms. We're recording, mainly because of me, just trying to get time for live streaming and getting my life together. And do you know what? I just wanted a little bit of me, a little bit of farm sim time, and just playing the game. Without the pressures of live streaming. We will go back live streaming, I promise you. This isn't us stopping live streaming, but
No,
yeah, I just needed a day. I needed a day.
well, that's it. And plus, this weekend coming is on the Saturday night, which is normally when we try and do a live stream. Um, there is the
Logging League.
first episode of the new season of Logging League with the man himself, the FSG.
Yes.
So yeah, the last thing we want to do is clash with the might of that, because I know that most people are going to want to watch that, as I am as well, and I'm
Yeah, I'll be
sure you
there.
might be as well. So yes, hence why we are here doing an actual recording for the first time in forever. So what are we doing tonight, mate? What are we doing? We are field
So,
prepping.
you're field prepping. I'm gonna go and collect all the bells that we've got hundreds of bells across quite a few different fields.
Yeah,
Um, we're gonna just stack them up near the potato barn, aren't we?
the shed.
The
Yes.
shed, not the where
The
we actually keep the potatoes, where we
yeah.
keep the equipment. Just for
Yep.
now, letting the grass ferment,
Yep.
and we have discussed about getting a BGA. For one, you've got one recently, a really good mod from Disturbed. Did you say?
Yes, Disturbed Simulations. Yep, it's because, as those of you who've seen my other Court Farm series know, that I've recently become uh, new to. I have been new to the world of BGAs. I've been quite naive to the whole thing. I've never really used them much before, and I thought it was about time I started to get my noodle around using them.
Yeah.
So instead of forking out £500,000 or thereabouts for some whopping great BGA to place down somewhere, Disturbed has this lovely small one that is really compact, and it's very useful and very brilliant. And I think it's also extremely affordable at around, I think I remember it's about 55 grand.
Which
Uh,
is it's very realistic for this, as you
mm,
guys all, well, some of you may know. My day job is all about, I have a website about water news and wastewater, but the other side is on climate news. Biogas in agriculture is a huge part of what we do, and
yeah,
I've had been talking with loads of small farmers here in the UK, family run, which are diversifying, and they are putting their own BGAs on site because, of course, it's such a, for one, they don't know what to do with all of the stuff they've got. Rising
yeah,
energy costs, so they're also producing their own energy and reducing their ongoing costs.
yeah.
But also that additional income stream, and it is very, very popular just to have a small BGA on a farm now. So it's absolutely fitting for what we're doing here.
So we can jump firmly onto that there bandwagon, can't we, mate, and get ourselves a nice little BGA. I will spend a couple of hours
Absolutely.
putting it down somewhere and trying to make it look like it belongs.
Yeah.
And then we'll be rocking and rolling. So we'll have somewhere to put all of our straw, because at the minute we've got 3 or 4 fields full of straw bales. Let's go find
Yes.
some tractors, shall we, mate?
Yeah, you jump in one and we can keep talking whilst working. You're going to stop cultivating, right?
You're their
Yep.
tractor.
Okay, I didn't hear you then. For some reason, we had a little bit of laggy.
Oh, it's round here, I think. Is that yours or mine? Oh, it's a weight. That'll do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
The
looking forward to
cultivator's on
that.
mine.
Yeah. Do you want to drop it off where it is and I'll
Yes,
come pick it up?
absolutely, I can.
Thanks, mate.
I'll bring it out to you, in fact.
Well, which field? Yeah. Okay, I'll just hang around out here, and
There you
then
go,
I'm
buddy.
gonna. Thank you very much, mate. You might need to unfold it there, mightn't you?
Ah, yeah, okay. Let me unfold it over here for you.
That'll do. That'll do. Lovely stuff. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to getting a BGA on it. I really am. I think we'll probably place it somewhere towards the end of this grassland here, where the campsite and the potato machinery shed is.
Perfect.
But it's literally, I think it's probably about the same, if not footprint-wise, it's about the same, if not slightly smaller than the shed that we've got the potato equipment in.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's, and for 50 odd grand, can't go wrong, can we?
And in the UK, that is about right. So you can get small setups now for BGAs for really, really, really good value, depending on what you're going to be putting in there, of course.
Yeah.
And dependent on the technology that you need to add.
Yeah.
Yeah, all about the pumps and things like that. It's actually really interesting. I've really gotten into the whole BGA side of agriculture.
Oh, have you?
It's interesting.
Nice.
Really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been keen to learn a bit more, as I said in to my viewers on my other series. I've really, throughout my history of playing Farming Simulator, whether it's 19 or 22, I've never really spent too much time learning the ins and outs of a BGA. Yes, of course, I've taken silage bales to a BGA and I've, done this and that, but I've not spent any length of time really learning what they can do and what you can do with them and this, that, and the other. So it's about time I did, pretty much. That's the long and short of it. Right.
So in my early series, when I first started, I had BGAs all the time, and for some reason I just haven't had any recently on any of my games, and I think that is down to the length of series. I haven't really, when I moved from PlayStation to PC, I haven't really gotten into a groove for a long series.
Yeah.
Court Farms, you're into what, 50? You must be nearly up to 60.
Funnily enough, I think I've just done, 59. So
wow.
The next episode, which I'll be recording sometime in the next couple of days, should be episode 60. Would it be possible, my dear friend,
go on.
Are you hooking up to the bale loader?
I'm already there and doing.
Could you? Is there any chance you could come to this here field? Because I've just come to the big field thinking, right, I'm going to go and cultivate it.
Oh gosh!
And it's
yes.
I'm all right. I've already blocked myself. I can just move them out of the way.
No, I will be there. Let me just load this one up. I won't be that much longer.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's all right. It's all right. I'm just pushing it out of the way with my weight, which is entirely
inappropriate.
Cavalier and inappropriate. Yes. I'm behaving inappropriately with this. Yes. And now I'm just dragging it along, so I'm going to curve my way around it. Sorry, viewers. This is shocking performance from Farmer Sim here.
I will not be long. It's my fault. I should have thought that through.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. I didn't have a plan on what field I was going for first. I just thought, right, we'll go to that big one over there. And because the bales hadn't visually loaded in properly till I got here, I was like, oh yeah, it's full of bales.
It's full. It's full.
Silly Billy. But yeah, no, I think we should be able to do some pretty cool stuff with the BGA because obviously we've got the cows, we've got some slurry in the cow pits, we've got silage fermenting away, and it seems you can earn from the silage. We can the return for the digestate and the electricity and methane is pretty decent, so we'll earn a bit of money. But again, as I've learnt from some of the comments over the last few episodes of my other videos, the digestate goes much further than slurry. So
Yep.
we can be producing our own natural fertilizer that
100%.
hopefully should last a lot longer than, it should go a lot further.
Absolutely, which is better for the environment if you're using less. But knowing BJ's, where the real money is in that methane. Of course, the electricity, but if you get a good methane cell point on the map, you're onto a winner.
Yeah, well, I know Court Farms doesn't have a
Oh gosh,
methane cell point.
a little bit of a
Did you get some lag then?
nope. That was just pure terrible driving. This bridge is not appropriate for this length of vehicle.
Oh, the bale load is a bit of a challenge on the narrow stuff, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to. I don't want to drive over the potatoes, so I'm going to pop it down into the ditch. There we go.
Excellent.
Are you okay for me to put this next to the hay bales? In fact, I think that's
put them wherever you want, mate. But yeah, put them under that canopy if you want. That's probably about a good, decent place to put them, isn't it?
I think the stack's going to be too... Oh no, this one lies them back, doesn't it? It doesn't stack up, it stacks... Doesn't this push them off rather than push them up? Vertical.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure... Yeah,
Does it lie them down?
It stands them on their end, doesn't it? I think.
If it stands them on their end, this isn't going to fit.
I can't actually remember.
I think this slides them off. Well, I'm hoping it does. Hang on, let's.
I'm just going to pull up and watch you. I can see you in the distance, so I'm going to watch you. There you go. It kind of tilts it.
Yep, that's good. Okay, we can.
So it slides them off into
like a little sausage.
Excellent. There you go. Lovely.
I just couldn't remember if this was one that stacked them vertically or not, but that's the smaller one, isn't it?
There, the smaller one does a nice 4-high stack of vertical bales, yeah, but thankfully that one's... How many bales does that run lengthwise?
24.
Is it 6 or 6?
Oh, sorry. 12.
So it's 6 high. Is that right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 high. Because it stacks 2 and then 1 on the top.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah, that's it. 3 rows of 8. That's
3 rows of 8.
That's the one.
In my brain. I was like, maths.
Too late for maths. It's either too early or too late for maths. There's no good time for maths.
This is so true.
Not in my head, anyway.
Okay, so I will skip through here, I think. I'm coming to you right now.
I'm just kind of cultivating around bales here, so there's little uncultivated patches where there's a bale.
Brilliant.
A very unconventional way of doing it, but we'll be fine. There you go.
Thank you.
After you.
Right. I'm going to...
Get the ones that have been cultivated around.
Yeah. I will do this in an orderly fashion that will help you.
Thanks, mate. You can tidy up my mess.
No, it's my mess. I should have come here first.
No, the reality is we should have coordinated better and sort of said, when we start, let's start in this field instead of just dashing off into separate directions and then going, what are we doing?
How do we do this again? How do we play this game?
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Right, let me get this one out of your
brilliant.
way. Out the way, crows. Thank you.
But yeah, obviously the field prep starts again. We do have a field of corn.
We do.
That will be ready to harvest we're in July at the minute, and the corn's going to be ready in September. We should also have a field of, what's the other potatoes. They're going to be ready in September, and also a field of sunflowers, which, judging by the difference in the green colour on the map, I think the sunflowers might be a month behind the corn.
Yeah.
which would be ideal. It'd be nice and staggered, so we haven't got everything to do at once again like we did here.
Yes. That might be worth us planning that out for here, actually, even though we can plant, should we plant,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and just stagger it out through the months so that we're not rushing to harvest all in one
yeah.
game month.
No, that's a good idea. That's literally what I've been doing on the other down the road.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about 10 episodes behind on your series. I've got a
Mate.
lot to catch up on.
I think that's just the curse of the creator, isn't it? We've all got so many things to catch up on. It's crazy. It really is.
It's so difficult when you're creating the content. You don't have time to watch the content anymore.
Exactly. Yeah,
I kind of miss it.
That's exactly it. I've got so many series to catch up on. It's untrue, and I know I will get there one day. You know, all it's going to take for me is to get the flu or something and get bedridden for a week, and it's like, right, now I'm going to catch up on all the stuff that I haven't been able to see.
And try and avoid any other streaming service because the temptation is real. So much good TV right now.
Oh yeah. Well, we haven't got Netflix or anything. We've got Apple TV, and there's not. I don't know. I'm sure we've said it before, haven't I? There is some good stuff on Apple TV, but we've kind of done it all now, so it's a bit like, do we need to carry on paying for it?
Have you not started watching that Constellation? It's just started.
Oh no, I haven't watched that yet. Is it good?
Pretty good. It's a real psychological thriller, which I was not expecting.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, oh, it's a spacey program, might be a little bit like For All Mankind. No, it is psychological thriller.
Right. Okay.
It is trippy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does it involve more than one brain cell?
It needs multiple brain cells. And you will be looking at each other at the end of the episode saying, what was that all about? Okay.
Okay.
So much so that I was watching it with my dad and my husband and my mum. My mum was completely lost. She was like, no, don't get it.
I have no words.
I don't know. I was lost in the first few scenes.
Yeah.
My dad looked at me and was like, do you think this meant this and this meant that? And I was like, I think so, but I think also this and this and this. And my husband was like, okay, not a clue.
Okay.
So we ended up going on to YouTube to he watches somebody, my dad, watches somebody that tries and breaks it down. Like, breaks down the episode, breaks down everything that's happened. And even this guy was like, I think this means this. And I think
even this guy was like, okay.
So we're like, okay, so I don't feel so stupid anymore.
Yeah,
if you can't figure it out, then maybe it's okay that we don't know. So
I'm intrigued now because I must admit I do like something that involves a bit of thought.
Yes. This requires a lot of thought. Like,
does it?
It's quantum physics meets potential parallel universe meets space meets politics meets space flight, like all of those things all in one. And I'm like, okay, but it's very good. I'm hooked. Even if I wasn't, I would have to keep watching it to try and let somebody explain what's happening.
I see. Right. Okay.
So even if I didn't enjoy it,
I'm intrigued now. I'm
watch
very intrigued.
it, and then we can both be like, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we've just started again, going back to the old school. We've just started doing the X-Files again.
Oh, classic.
Just because it's just classic, original, OG X-Files.
Brilliant.
It's amazing.
Mulder and Scully.
Yeah. I love that. It was a groundbreaking show when it first came out. I absolutely loved it.
Does it still hold up?
Do you know what? I think it does. It really does. It's obviously, it's not the first time I've seen them, so it's obviously watching a TV show for the severalth time. You can't, there's a lot of them, so obviously my mind has forgotten some of them, but
Oh gosh, yeah.
obviously there is an element of memory there, so you kind of remember what happens in a particular storyline, or obviously you remember what happens through the overarching storyline of, the base story, but it still doesn't take from the fact that it's still, personally, I think, really good TV. I've always really enjoyed it, and I just, whether it's my age, I don't know, but I just really like watching things from that era because it brings back memories of a different time. Do you know what I mean? When
Does.
X-Files came out, I was really young. When I lived up in Newcastle, and we were watching it on the family TV. Was just it was a small, a CRT TV that I think now is probably about a 16 or a 17-inch TV that didn't even have a remote control. You had to get up and press the button to change the channel.
VCRs.
Yes, VCRs.
Was your VCR included in the TV, or did you have a separate
No,
one?
no. We had a separate one that was about the size of there was like the size of a modern day dishwasher, and it was massive, and it was like it was just mega. I've got a video player somewhere. I've got two of them actually. It's not plugged in, but
VCRs?
yeah, I've still got a VCR. I've still got a VCR player. Yeah, it's not plugged in. It's upstairs in the loft, but I think I've got two of them actually.
I bet it's worth a few bob now.
It'd be interesting to know if it is. I've still got a load of VHS cassettes. There's still loads of stuff that from back in the day. Because nowadays, I think a lot of stuff's taken for granted. Like,
oh yeah.
If there was a film on TV, like Predator, I used to love watching Predator and RoboCop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if there was a good film on TV, you'd record it.
You would?
On a Scotch VHS branded cassette. But obviously when you record it, you'd get the adverts as well. And because that's what happened on TV. So if you were to watch it back, you'd then see all the adverts from 1993.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what I mean? And it's that kind of throwback of stuff that I really like. I haven't watched a video cassette forever, but that's why I've held on to these videos, because it's like, oh yeah, even though I've got the film that's on the VHS cassette now as a digital copy and you can watch it at the click of a button, there's still something I find
comforting.
Don't know.
Like going to Blockbusters. Do you remember going to Blockbusters?
Jesus, going to Blockbusters, of course.
Such a treat.
Yeah.
It's like we're going to go and find a movie, have a movie night, get a bag of popcorn, or the microwave stuff was just coming in.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And
but you know what was also great about that, and it was great, but it wasn't at the same time. If you went to Blockbuster and wanted it with a particular film in mind, there was a possibility that you might not be able to even watch that film because someone else might have it.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh.
Or someone brought it back and it's not been rewound yet, or something like that.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Oh.
If they didn't rewind it and you had to sit there and spend like 10 minutes rewinding the tape, and if your video player was old and he had to rewind the tape from the very end because the reel was so much bigger on one end, our video player struggled because of the weight of one of the reels, because it had all the tape on one end, so it was like and it would take a few minutes to speed up as the reel got smaller and transferred to the other side. It kind of sped up a bit, so it was like, long, drawn-out process.
And then they brought out DVDs.
Yeah.
And life changed again.
It did. It's but now it's like even DVDs. I'm looking at a cupboard of them above my head here. I've got several cupboards worth of DVDs, but it's like, are you ever even going to use it again? Because pretty much everything I've got on DVD, I've got on my computer. And I did actually go through a very long, drawn-out process a couple of years ago of digitizing both mine and my friend's DVD collection.
Wow. Gosh, that
which
is...
took weeks.
I
I'm not
bet that took
exaggerating.
weeks. Gosh.
Well, he got in touch with me, and he had a vast DVD collection, like vast, that he'd collected over the years, and he was like, we did a trade for, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, in exchange, I digitized his DVD collection.
Wow.
I think he gave me his an amp, a stereo receiver for a stack system, you know, like
That's
a
cool.
big AV receiver, like Onkyo thing, which was really cool. And he said I don't want any money for it. He said I'll
Just
tell
do
you
this
what,
for
do me a
me.
favour. He's just digitize this DVD collection for me, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, no problem, I'll do that.
That's
So yeah,
that is cool.
yeah.
And then it was
But
about
anyway,
when me and Liam got together. It was about back in 2007. So
yeah,
we used to go to Blockbusters and pick our CDs and come home and watch them, and that
yeah,
was like a real treat. And that was
yeah.
about when Netflix started up, and they were doing the home deliveries of
I was
CDs.
just gonna say, do you remember when they started? It was a home delivery of films, wasn't it? It wasn't
Yeah,
anything like
it's
what it is now.
revolutionary.
Yeah.
Crazy. It makes me feel a
Brilliant.
bit old, actually. And I'm, uh,
Makes you feel old.
it does.
You,
It does. I am still young, so I don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes
I
to
was going
saying
to say
stuff like
you're
that.
rubbing it in, aren't you? Youth.
What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! I'm not telling you to do that.
Say that bit again. Sorry, mate. You went dead
I'm
quiet
so
then.
sorry. My for some reason I don't know what happened there,
Yeah.
but my tractor had a mind of its own and just completely rammed into, and I've loaded these bales and they look so stupid now.
Have you crashed into the bales?
No, I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna have to watch the recording back to see what I actually did. But yeah, we've got some bales which are not undercover and they look
Oh, that'll
ridiculous.
be fine. I'll
I might
potentially
just.
tidy those up.
No, I'll just tidy it. No, I'm gonna put super strength on, guys, because yeah,
You're gonna get your Popeye mode on.
yeah.
Do you even know that reference?
Of course I do. Popeye the Sailor
Oh, good.
Man.
Okay. Right.
I'm
Just
not that
checking.
young. If I'm young enough to remember floppy disks, I am.
Floppy. Jeez. Floppy
Oh my
disks.
gosh, that was that.
They were
So,
like megabytes
oh
in
my
size.
gosh, I just remember my dad working on his PC at the time. Those massive clunky white things, which
Yeah,
took
yeah.
up so much space in the living room,
Yeah, yeah.
and putting the floppy disk in, you could hear it like churning away, and then the
Yeah,
dial-up connection. Da-doo. Kids these days will never understand.
I know, I know. I remember watching a video actually not long ago. It was hilarious. It was some, obviously, I, the term modern day kid isn't the right one, is it? But it was a youngster, a youth who was quite young, and he was asked to operate figure out how to make a phone call on an old turn dial phone. What do you call it?
Yeah, I know
And it was
exactly.
like,
Yep.
yeah,
They were
and
like,
he just didn't. I think there was two of them, and they had no idea what to do. It's like, ring this number. They were given a number to ring, and they had no idea how to operate the
okay.
phone. Okay, yeah, exactly that. Okay,
What kind of
yeah. Well, they didn't
alternative
know what to
reality am
do.
I in?
I know, and it was just I just found it really funny.
Well, a corded phone, one corded phone in your family, and that was it. You never had any
Oh
privacy.
no, that's it. If you wanted to talk on I remember in our house we had my mum and dad had a phone in their bedroom that was
Oh,
a corded
luxury.
phone. Luxury. Well, it wasn't a. It was a.
It's still corded, but
It,
you had to.
well, it was the. We had one down. I think we had three actually.
Oh,
Um,
you were one of those families.
we had one in the kitchen that was attached to the side of the kitchen cupboard on a cord,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was.
mum and dad's in their bedroom was an alarm phone, so it had a digital alarm, a digital
Whoa.
clock screen on the front, and then it had a snooze and a radio and stuff, but it was also a phone on a cord. And then we had one of those really old BT phones that was just like that everybody had. It was a simple, plain beige coloured handset with the round buttons on the front.
Yep.
I don't know if that's
With
a
the
very vague description.
with the curly wire.
Yes. Oh,
Yep.
they all had it. They all had the
The
curly
curly
wire.
wire, yeah. I
The
used to
curly
sit there
wire,
just twisting it while I was on the
twiddling it.
phone.
Yeah. But but the great thing about those days was, like, because we were young and you wanted to like talk to your mate on the phone and you didn't want anyone else to know, but other people in the house could pick up the phone while you were on a phone call and listen to your phone call.
Yeah.
And it was like, put the phone down, put it down, get off the phone. I'm on the phone, Dad. Get it off me. And then, but then also, if someone else wanted to be on the internet,
Oh,
and you were
yeah.
on the phone,
And you're on the
you
phone.
couldn't do the two at the same time. It was like, I'm going to go on the internet. I want to go on, I don't know what it was.
MSN. Was it MSN?
MSN Messenger.
That's it.
Jeez, that's
Blast from the past.
absolute blast from the past. That MSN Messenger. Jeez, Louise.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh, I'm feeling all nostalgic.
I know. Yeah. It doesn't exist anymore, does it? That MSN Messenger or anything?
Oh no, I don't think so.
I wouldn't know. Well, that's what things like Facebook Messenger and stuff is kind of.
Yep. Now the cool kids are on TikTok.
Cool kids are on TikTok.
But I don't understand it. I don't like. I am in marketing, and I thankfully I'm in the field of marketing where we don't market to consumers. It's just business to business and in professional networks. So I've never had to learn TikTok.
Right.
Instagram, yes, but not even that much with Instagram. It's all about LinkedIn, which I'm extremely proficient at.
Yeah.
Facebook confuses me for business now because it's all in the Meta Business Suite, and that's now obviously Meta purchased Instagram, and they all merged together, and blah 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 blah. But I just think the world is just such a different place to what it used to be.
It really is. It really is. Yes, nothing's straightforward anymore. I mean, for example, I'm repeating myself here because I know I already told you earlier before we started recording, but I mean, I've just spent 2.5 hours on the phone today, just trying to do what I believed was a simple thing of upgrading Mrs. Farmer Sim's mobile phone. 2.5 hours of my life has been spent today on the phone, trying to just do a simple thing. But because there was problems at the other end with their computer systems, it took ages.
No.
Computer says no. So, but the computer wasn't saying no. The computer was just going, "Okay." and the poor guy at the end of the phone was like, "I'm very sorry, sir. I don't know. You know, he didn't know what was going wrong with it." And so the simple action of just what I thought was going to take maybe 20 to 25 minutes if I was lucky. And it's like, geez, Louise,
it's not okay.
I don't have 2.5 hours to waste. It's like, luckily, I had set today aside, so I wasn't, because I knew I was doing this with you this evening, I wasn't going to be doing any of my own recording during the day, so I've had today's been like a catch-up day. It's like a sweep-up day. I'm not doing videos. I'm not going to be sat behind the computer all day long, so it's like I need to catch up on all the things that I haven't done for the rest of the week already gone while I've been making videos and sat here editing and recording and all that nonsense. So, yes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. The worst one is because we actually stopped our Sky subscription, which is like cable for any American viewers. It's cable basically, and it would always be like an 2-hour negotiation on the phone. And I just can't be bothered with it anymore. I'm like, nope, we're just doing pure streaming because I've got good enough internet now.
You have.
So we've got now. We do still have, because Liam, my husband, watches sport a lot. So we have that. All Sky Sport is through Now TV.
Yeah.
And then we've got BT Sport, which is now TNT Sport, and that
Right.
was on Discovery Plus. So you had to be on
Okay.
Discovery Plus. Oh my gosh, there's just so many streaming services. I
That's it.
get
Yeah.
hives thinking about it. I'm like, I just stop it, people. No more streaming services. We get it.
It's overwhelming, isn't it? There's so many things that you can sign up to now, and it's just all, 3, 4, 5 quid a month, whatever it might be. But there's so many of them that
Where do you
before you know
stop?
it, you can be spending 30, 40, 50 quid a month just on.
Yeah.
I mean, who's got enough time to watch 50 quid a month's worth of streaming services?
But
Maybe that's
the
an exaggeration,
difficulty
perhaps.
is, like, for example, there'll be a show on one which I really want to watch, and then
Yeah.
another one will be on another one, and I'm like, well, I may as well keep that subscription until the next season comes out. That's how they
Yes.
get you.
Yes.
But it's
Yes. No, I'm
still
with you there.
cheaper than Sky or, in America, cable. I know
Yeah.
cable in America is extremely expensive.
Is it
Yeah.
really? But
Yes.
does it come with a lot of stuff though?
Yes, but even Sky, we were paying 120 a month in the end.
What?
120 a month. Yep, for
£120 a month?
sport, for cinema, for entertainment, for
Holy
yeah, it
heck!
got really expensive in the end. When we first started, like 5 years ago, it was about 80, and it just went up and up and up, and we were like, this is
Goodness me!
ridiculous. For that increase, we've now got Amazon, Hey You, because I like Below Deck. I'm a sucker for Below Deck. And we have Apple TV,
Yeah,
Netflix, Disney Plus,
yeah.
and we're not even spending a quarter of what we were spending before.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
we've got
Well, there you
all
go.
of it. So
Goodness me! Sorry. I'm still
120.
getting over that. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
mopping my brow at the sweat of paying £120 a month
And
just for your
that's
television,
yeah, and that's not even if you wanted to
and you still
rent.
had to pay a TV license on top of that.
Yeah, yeah. Because here in the
Christ.
UK, guys, you have to. I thought it was the BBC, but they've really changed the branding of the TV license, so that even if you stream, you have to have a license, TV license.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the wording has significantly changed. I'm not even going to bother to try go over that bridge, you know.
I didn't know that.
Oh, can't even do that either.
I
That's too
thought
steep.
the TV license was purely for
BBC.
the BBC.
No, next time you get your license, read it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the solution, isn't it? Actually, read the post. You
Yeah,
stupid
you
stupid boy.
will see that the language has changed. Because me and Liam were like,
Yeah,
well, we don't watch BBC anymore.
yeah.
But yeah, it's quite
What's the yeah?
interesting. Things are changing, my friend.
They are. Well, they always are, isn't it? It's an
Yeah.
ever-changing world. But I know that there are a lot of people out there who don't agree with the whole TV license thing, and they don't pay it because they know that they don't watch the BBC stuff. But if that's probably one of the reasons why they've reworded it, because there are a lot of people out there who are starting to realise that
Why should I pay for it?
why should you pay for it
Yeah.
when you don't watch the stuff that it was initially intended to pay for, which was
Yeah.
that's how the BBC has been funded for many years, isn't it, through the TV license?
Yep. Yep.
Well,
It's all
yeah,
change. But the thing is,
all
I do
changed.
read BBC News, I just don't watch it. So I
Yeah,
suppose that there's an element of I do consume, so we do pay it.
yeah.
Right.
We
Don't.
watched Dragon's Den and The Apprentice. That's about as much of the BBC stuff as we ever watched, because the Apprentice just started again. You ever
Oh,
watch
has
that? Do
it?
you ever do
Oh
that?
yeah, I
Yeah,
used to watch it all the time. I haven't watched it in a couple of years actually.
yeah. We've watched we've watched it every year, and so that's just recently recommenced. So we're on that one, and we also like a bit of Dragon's Den, so we watched that.
I love watching Dragon's Den again. I haven't watched that in years, but I used to love it.
Yeah.
Just love
Well,
people's imaginations more than anything.
there's the last couple of seasons. There's a new dragon on there called Stephen Bartlett, and I think he's the youngest dragon ever to be on it.
Oh wow.
I think he's in his 30s, and he's
That's amazing.
obviously extremely wealthy and very successful. But he does a lot of social media stuff, and he swears by TikTok. He does a
I
lot
bet.
of his stuff on TikTok.
And
And Ben,
yeah, for B2C, there isn't anything better than TikTok right now.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just a consumer. It's the way to reach a certain demographic. There's nothing better.
yeah, and he's like top dog at it essentially.
Wow.
He knows what he's doing with it. So
Yeah, I admire anybody that. I've always dreamed of having a big business and things like that, and for whatever reason, I've got a business and it is growing nicely,
yeah,
and I'm really proud of it.
that's good.
Um,
Well done.
I I always thought I'd be further forward than what I am now in my life. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
a lot of people sit there and think, well, that wasn't the plan.
yeah,
But really, that wasn't the plan for me. And I think that's why I've stopped watching Dragon's Den, because for me, mentally, it kills me. Um, and I'm
all
not
plans can
yeah.
change, can't they?
I mean, I'm not. I applaud people for being successful. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I get proud of people. I'm not a jealous type,
yeah,
but you know the problems I've been having with my health, and it really has held me back for the last sort of predominantly 5 years. It's been
yeah, yeah,
really bad.
yeah,
But it has since 2012. I just haven't been well, and
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of it's a very frustrating feeling, for sure.
yeah. There is nothing worse than your health getting in the way of
Mm,
your
life,
progress. Like, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it is a
just
difficult
life.
one. It really is. It's
And I think a lot of people can relate to that. You know, certain things happen in your life, and it just changes your course.
yeah. You can't plan for things that you can't plan for.
No, and
Yeah,
you talk to anybody that when I was I started running my own business when I was 18. I had
yeah, yeah,
so much energy. I was like on track.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, I think sometimes when I watch those things, I think it's an element of, oh, I don't always want to be reminded of that energy and that excitement I used to get, because it's difficult. It's
yeah.
difficult.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yes, I've got nowhere near the energy I used to have when I was that age. Goodness me.
Yeah, and I mean, you've had things which have changed your course in your life, and you just
Yeah,
you have to sort of alter your
adapt.
adapt and alter your way of thinking, or what
Yes,
you thought life would be.
yes,
Um,
that's it. It's there's always going to be curveballs thrown. There's always going to be, you know, you can have the best laid plan of anything, but then something will come along and scupper it, and you'll need to change it whether it's change course slightly or flip 180, whatever
yeah,
that problem might be, whatever the thing that's come along is that has changed your plan. It's that's just life, isn't it?
it's life. It is life. I refuse to let it get me, though. I've, still running a business and set up my channel and things like that. It's just slower progress, and
Yeah,
I think that's one thing I have never been a patient person, so I've had to learn what patience is.
mate, I'm the worst. I'm Captain Impatient. I really am.
Yeah,
It's a nightmare.
and people like you and I, we had to learn what patience is.
Yes, patience is a virtue,
Yeah,
they say.
and
Yeah,
accept it. So, yeah, it's so I just haven't watched those programs in a while, and I think that's just personal reasons.
yeah, yeah. No, that's it. That's it. No,
It's very
I'm
odd.
the worst at being impatient. Even today, for goodness sake, I've got myself a new pair of headphones because I snapped my old headphones earlier in the week, didn't I?
You did.
Just,
Deliberately or
just through.
undeliberately?
No, completely by accident. I put them
Mm-hmm.
on. Yes, I did. It was completely because of my fat hands, and I put my headphones on, and because they were old headphones, and just the action of stretching them over my ears,
Literally.
um, they literally just cracked in the middle, and I was like, "Oh, you've got to be joking me!" And I tried to fix them because I am a mend and make do person. I always have been. So I straight into the garage and started wrapping tape around them just to try and stiffen them up a bit. But they just wouldn't stick to, obviously when your headphones have got tension in the arch, they grip to your head, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Well, these weren't. These were just sitting on my head. So every time if I sat here and I just moved my head a little bit, they kind of just wobbled around, and I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
So I've treated myself to a beautiful new set of headphones today.
So deserved, my friend. Oh, I lost you for a second.
I got home and I was all excited, like a little boy, like, "Oh, I'm going to put my new headphones in." And then my phone, and then I had to make this 2.5 hour, or what I hoped was going to be a 20-minute phone call to the phone providers to sort Mrs. Farmer Sim's phone out, and that ended up being 2 and a bit hours. And I was like, "I just want to play with my new headphones. Leave me alone." And then so I get off the phone to the phone people after sorting that out, and then my mum rings, and then I'm like, I'm trying not to swear here, but just leave me alone.
Leave me
I want
alone.
to play with the headphones.
I want to go play.
I know, they're still sat in the box. I need to put them on charge. I need to make them work. I need to download this and install this and all this kind of stuff. And I just wanted to play with my headphones and look at them and go shiny. But it was like
Adulting.
3 hours later before I actually got to open the box and go, "Ooh, look at my new toy."
Well, I'm so happy for you, and you're using them now. And
I
are they
am.
comfortable?
They're very comfortable. They're nice and tight on thine head.
Do I sound velvety through them?
Well, the sound quality is very, very good because they're noise cancelling ones as well. So I'm cocooned in a
Good.
padded wall of deafness.
I thought you were going to
So I
say a
can't
padded
hear
room there. That's a different issue.
Yeah, that's a separate thing entirely. Whoa, massive amounts of lag there. Just got
really?
a massive lag spike. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm sat here talking, and it's a very strange sensation because normally I can hear my dulcet tones as I talk, whereas I can still hear them, but they sound really muffled because of these big, hefty, noise cancelling loveliness.
I love
So
that.
yes, I'm very happy with my new purchase, I must admit.
And now you actually have a real reason to say I couldn't hear you, like to Mrs. Farmer Sim or anyone else.
Yeah.
Noise cancelling can't hear you, darling.
I know. Yeah, that is a good point, actually. Yeah, I was been shouting you for ages. Sorry, love. Sorry,
Can't
love.
hear you.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
You're just gonna wear them around the house permanently.
I am. Well, I know. Well, they're Bluetooth as well, so technically I can connect them to my phone as well, which is good.
I'll be like la 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 la.
Yeah. Sorry, love. Can't hear you.
Now the best place for noise cancelling headphones is the plane. I know you hate plane, but oh my gosh.
Oh, you won't find me on one of them.
Well, that's the.
The
Put
best
those
place
on,
for them.
and you'll zone out, and it's amazing.
Nice.
Especially if you get stuck on a plane with a bunch of kids. Oh my gosh.
Noise cancelling headphones.
Children are adverts for noise cancelling headphones. You could have one person without noise cancelling headphones and they're more sad, and someone with noise cancelling headphones and they're smiling, they're happy, they're ready for life, they're regenerate, you know. No.
Brilliant.
I've just noticed we've been recording for 49 minutes, dude.
Goodness me, have we?
Yeah.
And all I've done is I've cultivated. How are you getting on with the baling?
Just
the clearing of the bales.
Just pulling in with the last lot.
How are you?
Yeah.
Well, that's quite fortuitously timed then, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to stack these last ones by hand.
By hand?
Yeah.
There we go. Well, I think we'll have pretty much, I suppose, I suppose content-wise, forgive us viewers. I know from my side of things, all I've done is cultivate a few fields, but I suppose the chat keeps us going in that respect, doesn't it?
Yeah, I haven't been bored for 1 minute. I don't know
We've
about
just,
anyone else.
we've just picked up some bales. How awesome's that? I must
That's
admit, I can't see. Oh, there. The closer I get, right, I can see them now. And it's actually getting quite dark as well, isn't it? I've only
it's
just
getting
realised that I
dark.
put my lights on a few minutes ago. Enjoying a nice July summer's evening here on Court Farms.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it does do it. It does do evenings really quite well. I must admit,
Right. Bit
it's
of
rather
evening
lovely.
farming.
Yes,
What more can a girl want?
absolutely. But yeah, this has left us in reasonable stead for the next episode. We've got a few cultivated fields now. We've still got the potato fields to harvest, which that and the corn I think is going to come at the same time, isn't it?
September, we think, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, and thinking about it,
Mm.
actually, if we were to go forward with this plan of the BGA, this
Yes.
particular BGA of from Mr. Disturb Simulations,
Mm.
you can put potatoes in the BGA.
Really?
Yes, I believe you can. You can put sugar beet cut, potatoes, straw, manure, and slurry.
Interesting.
Interesting.
What
So
would
yeah, there's
what would
yeah.
be interesting is to do like a trial of what earns more, selling 50,000 litres or putting it through the BGA.
Yes, it would involve a little bit of
Hickory
basic
pickory.
mathematics
Whoops.
and combining the power of all 7 of our brain cells to make one big brain cell, just purely because the BGA pays on the hour every hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't do it at the end of like a midnight, so you don't actually see what you get
Yeah, you have to go
without.
into the finances, don't you?
Yes, yeah. So I mean, it's obviously anything's possible, but you do, yeah. There'll be a bit of figuring out to do, essentially.
I'll come and give you a little bit more light.
Thanks, mate. Not got much longer to go now. Just a couple of little strips here, and then we're all
Looking wonderful.
cultivated. But obviously, then we've got liming to do. Obviously, the liming, the nitrogen. One thing we haven't got a slurry tanker, have we?
No, but
I don't think we have we?
where are we? Where does the slurry even go?
Oh, hang on.
I don't
We
think we're
haven't even got
collecting
any.
slurry.
Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a fool. We don't have any slurry, do we?
No, this is
I
the
just
one.
assumed because.
This is the one thing about these open pastures. They're great and all, but you don't get the. We should
Yeah.
look at maybe putting down a barn with big.
Well,
We
the
can.
barns up there produce slurry. The
Yeah.
winter barns that we place down for the cows, but of course, they're
The
only in there for the winter. That was just a little idea we had for putting the
yeah.
cows to the side for.
The issue we have is when we move them out, it resets their health. That's the issue that we were
Yeah,
having.
that's right.
And that affects their reproduction, that affects their milk production.
Yeah, so there was
So,
pros and cons to doing what we thought seemed quite a nice thing, which was moving them in and out,
yeah, it is
looking
all,
after them for the cold and winter.
yeah. But it's all con, in my opinion. Their
Mm,
health dropping is a significant impact on the
I think
business.
we might just have to leave them out in the pasture, aren't we, for the sake of
Well,
continuing on with their health.
yeah, or we put down something substantial. I mean, the question is, we still only technically have 50 odd cows. We haven't expanded this at all.
We haven't, have we?
No. We've
What a
been here for
shocking pair of farmers we are.
We've been here for 16 episodes, and I mean, apparently we're getting offspring in a month, but a lot
Yeah,
of our progress has been dipped because we moved them inside in the winter, thinking that's the right thing to do. But it's
yeah.
like we experienced this whole resetting of health, which is
If we were doing this as a role play series where we didn't have any, well, a little bit like the farmhand and stuff, then that would be fine because it wouldn't matter about the the numbers that you see in the menus, because you wouldn't show the viewers the menus, would you?
No.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
for what we're doing here, I think, because at the moment we're not getting any manure or slurry, which we really need, especially if we're doing the BGA, because that's big money.
it is, but the silage is better.
Oh yeah, silage is always going to be better.
Yeah,
Always,
yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt. Silage in a BGA is banging.
yeah.
So
So
yeah, I think
maybe
it's
do we rethink the idea of the BGA then?
no, I think the BGA is perfect. I just think we need to rethink about how we're looking after our cows. I think we get rid of
Okay.
these barns and put down one whopping big mother of a barn
Oh, do you think so?
with indoor-outdoor living,
Oh,
um,
oh,
with a proper
okay.
slurry system and a proper manure system.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do you
Yeah,
know what? I hadn't even thought about that. Right.
because
Yeah,
we're
we get to reset
in.
the
Yeah,
cows. Basically, we can get rid of everything that we put up there,
yeah. But I
all
think
the
let's
igloos,
let them
all the
have their offspring.
yeah.
So once they've had their offspring, which down here it's saying in 1 month for me, I don't know what it's saying for you.
Where are we?
So
Animals,
reproduction
50 out of
time.
200.
Yep.
Reproduction time, 10 months.
Sexual
Reproduction,
offspring.
sexual maturity. Offspring in 1 month. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So if we let them have their babies,
Yeah,
so maybe in August, when we come back, it is going to be August. We do 2-day months.
yeah, yeah.
We will be able to see if they've all had their babies. We'll have to go through the menu.
Yeah, yeah.
Then that's the time to put something in,
Do a
because
reset.
we know it's going to reset their health, their reproduction, but that won't matter at that point, will it?
No, it won't. I'm just going into the
We will lose 135,000 litres of food, but that's not a big deal. We
Oh,
can
that's
get the
fine.
milk out.
We yeah, we've got enough feed though.
Yeah,
We've
we've
got
got
enough
enough feed, yeah.
silage. I mean, this one doesn't really suit it because it's an American one, but I'm just, I know you won't see it because I'm in the construction menu, just hovering around it with a cow barn.
I'll go to
Um,
construction menu. Which
but
one are
we've
you
got
looking at?
I'm on the one at the very end, the USA White Farm Building Pack by Bernie SCS
Oh, yeah.
for 80,000. Obviously it only holds 45 cattle, but it's got a manure pit. But we can always put a manure and a slurry pit down.
We can.
It,
We absolutely
so
can.
I
But
think what actually needs to happen is because we can't afford one of these base game ones.
no, I think there are so many incredible mods out there.
There are. I
Um,
shall.
we've got plenty enough of stuff to sell, I think, to be able to make. Sorry, let me turn my light off. That's very bright.
That's all right.
We've got enough money in game, I reckon,
Yeah.
to sell
Well,
stuff.
especially if we were to, I don't know what we'd get for demolishing the current cow stuff that we've got up there, but there's money in that.
Yep.
There is. Should we go and stand in front of our tractors with our headlights?
Yeah, it's a good idea. I was just thinking, oh, look at the stars in the sky.
Because it is quite dark, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
It is lovely. Yeah. So so we need to put some thought into the cows, don't
We
we?
do.
I think you're right in placing down a proper cow pasture that will allow them to produce manure and slurry, and then we can benefit from that. We place the BGA down, we start making money, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah. Yes, I
It
think
should
that's that.
it should improve their overall happiness as well. Not as long as it has like an outside area. I think
Yeah, yeah,
just psychologically.
absolutely. I think that's a good idea. So
But
we can put some thought into that, mate. Absolutely.
yeah, but this has been wonderful.
It certainly has, mate. Our first recorded episode in absolutely forever. I can't remember the last. I mean, was this last year? Technically, we were correct in
Yeah,
saying that the last time we did a recorded episode was last year.
yeah, for sure.
There we go.
For sure it
There we
was.
go,
But
mate. Well,
it's just nice. I do like just sitting here nattering away, and we can fill
absolutely.
an hour with chat easy.
We can fill an hour with absolute nonsense, mate. Quite easily.
That's our specialty, my friend.
Okay.
Nonsense. Okay.
Nonsense. Okay.
Okay.
It really is.
What? What?
Mate. Well, we've got somewhere anyway. We've progressed a bit. We've got some cultivated fields. We've picked up all of our. Is that all of our loose bales out of the fields now and just
All done. Do you
loosely
want to come and have a
stacked
look
at
quickly?
the?
Can you run fast?
I can get over there. I think faster. Oh, I say that. I'm trying to flick between the tractors, trying to be all clever.
The John
But it's
Deere.
so dark. The John Deere. There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
But I bet you're already here. Oh, perfect. There you go. Bales.
They didn't.
All the bales.
All the bales. They didn't all fit in, but I pushed them back as
That'll
far
do.
as I felt necessary. But I could have done better.
Mate. They're out the
Yeah,
fields. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. They're only 3% fermented, so they're gonna need a bit of
they'll
time anyway.
be right. Be
They'll
right.
be alright.
Be right.
Well, thank you everybody for watching.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed it and found it even remotely interesting and a bit of a giggle.
Well, if you've giggled along with us, we appreciate you. Make sure to comment below on all your favourite VCR and old school.
Yeah.
Like, we want to hear your stories. We want to hear your stories, and maybe we'll bring it up in a live chat or something, so we can delve back into the 80s, 90s, get a bit nostalgic.
A proper era, yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
One.
Thank you, PharmaSim. Had a great time.
Awesome, mate. Thank you very much. Take care. See you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.